Flex culture. Let's talk about it because I'm over flex culture. Like, flex culture, like I was almost, it's perpetuated so much online to flex and to show everyone how amazing your life is. And it's actually a big reason why I actually wanted to start this series of just filming my everyday life, because people have this misconception that people in my position that make a lot of money, like literally, like just are always fucking on yachts, in fucking mega mansions with models, living like the highest life, popping bottles, having steak dinners every day. Like everyone just assumes like once you get to the level of wealth I'm at, which again, I'm not extremely wealthy. I do all right for myself. But people just assume like when you get this level, that's what life is like all the time. And it's because all these bullshit fucking influencers just promote it all the time. And it's really starting to piss me off. Like it's really, really starting to piss me off, flex culture. And I shouldn't really care about it, but it just doesn't do anyone any fucking favors, in my opinion. It might motivate the odd few, but you have to understand that like people, firstly, the people that are motivated by flex culture are a very rare percentage of the population, because to be motivated by the shit that you don't have and flex culture and other people, you pretty much have to first admit to yourself that like you're a failure and that shit needs to change, which can be good, but the majority of people don't like to do that, right? And so to affect the biggest amount of people possible, I just think flex culture is more detrimental than it is good. Mainly because like the majority of it is fake. And what that does is when people are on the come up, they see people the same age as them, and that's all they fucking do is compare themselves to those people. And it's all like a fugazi, like it's all bullshit. And the biggest issue is when you do start to make money, you think that you also have to be that way in that person. And I'm a victim of that myself, right? Like flex culture was pushed so hard online that that's what entrepreneurs do. But when I first started making my bit of money, I used to fucking flex and I used to fucking go and be like, look how good I am. Look how much better than you I am. Because that's all you're signaling. What you're doing when you're flexing on people on social media is you're telling people that you care. You're literally admitting to yourself that you care what everyone thinks. And the best, funniest fucking thing is all these people that flex every single day, a bunch of bullshit. They're like, don't care what others think. I couldn't give a fuck what people think about me. But you're flexing every single day in your story to prove a point. But you're only doing it to show other people that you're better than them. And it's as simple as that. You're not doing it for yourself, blah, blah, blah. And all the people that flex it say, oh, I'm not doing this to flex, but like, I'm just doing it to show what's possible. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. You're doing it because you want to make your ego feel a bit better. You want to stroke your ego and you want to show everyone that I'm better than you. That's what it is 99% of the time. And like I said, I've done this myself, so I can't exactly be the leader of this movement of saying flexing's bullshit. But I'm completely over it. The reason that I flexed is because, like I said, it's perpetuated so much online that you think, as an entrepreneur, that's the next natural path. That's what I need to do next. That's when you know you've made it, when you can flex online, flex on all the brokies. But in reality, it's literally just shows insecurity, in my opinion. And now, it's great to showcase your achievements, and if you do live a life every day that seems flexy to people, but you're not actually flexing it, you're just going about your normal life and being humble, props to you, right? Like, people could technically class, like, there might be some people that class these videos as potentially flexing because I'm in a nice house and blah, blah, blah. But I'm not like, I got this house. Fuck you, you little brokey. Look at my cars, blah, blah, blah. This is the biggest reason why I've never got another car, because I've almost been in this mindset of like, I don't even want to be that guy to go and get a fucking Lambo and just follow the path of everyone else. I've always been a bit of like that. that like weirdo to the sense of like I don't like to do what everyone else is doing. But like I said, when I first started to make that first bit of money, I thought that's what I had to do. I thought that's what was like cool. I thought like being an entrepreneur is like, oh, now I'm at this stage. Now I've got to go to Dubai and I've got to rent Lambos and I've got to like show everyone I'm better than them. And it stems from a place of lower level of personal development. The people that have to flex all the time and put you in your face and make you feel shit about yourselves are the people that are not personally developed to a high enough level. And what that tells me is they're probably not making that much money. Example, Manny Koshman, right? He just lives that life and has all these cars. He's not necessarily flexing. He's not necessarily in their face. And I'm not saying like that, like, oh, if you have a nice car, it means you're fucking flexing and blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying the people that like actually talk a bunch of shit and flex and show how much better they are, it's the most unrelatable, cockiest, narcissistic shit I've ever seen. And that's one thing I can admit that I've never truly done. Yeah, I've flexed. Flexing to me was more of proving all the haters wrong, which I'm completely over. Like I said, it stems from a level of lower personal development. When I first started to make a bit of money, you're obviously personally developed enough to where you kind of think you know it all, and you kind of think that like you're the G, but just flexing, like I said, I used to flex to the haters of like the people that doubted me, my teachers, my ex-girlfriend's parents, like all these people like in my life that would trigger anger because I was motivated by pain and anger, right, of my situation, of just everything. But once you get to a lifted place, once you actually become well personally developed, you actually become a bit more enlightened, you actually understand, you've actually done trigger trauma therapy, inner child work, you understand like everything a lot clearer. That's when you realize that like being motivated by pain and anger is a bad way to be motivated, and that's temporary, and it can get you to a really good place. Don't get me wrong. You can use it to make a ton of money, but it comes to a point where if you're motivated by anger and pain your entire life, it's not good. So you need to find a way which takes a lot of inner child work and a lot of personal development. You need to find a way to be motivated by happiness and joy and fulfillment and service. And so once you switch to that side, life is so much better, so much easier. You progress faster, but it's really hard because people think that anger and pain is like the best motivator, but it's really not. Because if you can find a way to get motivated by happiness and joy and fulfillment, what do you think is going to be better? Like, I would way rather be motivated by these. And these are just as, the issue is people think that these are a more powerful motivator, but once you truly know how to tap into this side, this is way more fucking powerful than being motivated by anger and pain, because this is endless. This never runs out. This comes and goes. And so once you're at that level, that's when life just starts moving out the way for you. Like, you control your entire reality. Because with pain and anger, you are attracting bullshit into your life at the same time, right? So flex culture is just, I'm over it. It's really pissing me off, and I just want to go the complete opposite way. I just want to go and fucking sell my car and buy a fucking Corsa at this point, just to prove a point that it's not for everyone. If that's something, if you want to make money to flex, go for it. Fucking, who am I to say any different? But for me personally, I think the reason it pisses me off the most is because I almost like fell into that trap of trying to become that person that wasn't me. Like, I'm just a regular ass guy. I literally could not give a fuck about what anyone thinks, which is why I'm recording my life every day, which is why I make a fool of myself, which is why I try and show that I'm a fucking human and not a robot that flexes on everyone. But like, for a while, I clearly cared what people thought about me. And it was just because it came from anger, pain, insecurity. It came from me not being developed. It came from me not dealing with past trauma. It came from me not understanding my inner child. It came from tons of different things of not being my authentic self. I'm just over it. Like, it's not me. Like, the only reason I even bought that fucking i8 was just because it was a good marketing write-off, and I paid for it in cash to write off a decent chunk of change. And so, like, there was a point where I was literally going to buy a Lamborghini just to prove I didn't even want the fucking car, because personally, I really couldn't give a fuck about cars. I understand it does well online, which is why I'm just going to keep that and why I debate again the Lambo. But then there's part of me that's like, I really don't want this. I don't want to be financing stuff and shit. I don't know why I'm weird about it. I like to just buy shit outright. I'm like, am I really going to go and drop 200K on a Lamborghini to show everyone how cool I am and to show everyone that I'm making money. Like, it just doesn't prove shit in my opinion. Like, the only thing that matters is the fucking money in the bank account, who you actually are, how free you are, the people in your life, and the path and journey you're on to becoming the best version of yourself. And so we have one life. Please don't get caught up thinking that once you start to make that first bit of money, you need to go to Dubai and go to all these places and flex. And this is a big reason why like I wasn't the biggest fan of Dubai, because it felt very soulless. Now, it was a sick fucking place. I just don't think I could live there full time. Like, it was fun when we was there, but I just feel like a lot of the people out there are just very like soulless, and it just felt empty, and it almost felt like you're on a Hollywood set the entire time. And again, like I said, Dubai is fucking amazing. Like, it was an amazing experience. Like, you should definitely go and experience it. But in terms of like living there full time with all these like fake influencers, I just couldn't do it. I'm a fucking country boy. I like to live in the middle of nowhere. But it's just strange. I literally wrote. I was like, I like to write, and I was literally just writing the other night, right? And I was like saying, I was just writing like a thing on flex culture, and I was just saying like, I need to lean into who I actually am, not who the internet wants me to be, or not who I think the internet should perceive me to be. And like, deep down, I'm a nerd at heart. I like Pokemon. I like doing regular shit. Like, I'm just a regular guy. And like, yeah, I make a good amount of money, but money isn't my personality. And that's what it is people make money their personality. And that's the most unrelatable shit, in my opinion, ever. When it's just always showing the highlights of their life, because it doesn't do anyone any favors, right? And like, I was writing the other night, right? And I was just saying that, like, I admit, like, I'm a bit of a nerd at heart, right? I like pop culture. I like stuff like Pokemon, and I leaned into all the materialistic stuff because it was perpetuated so fucking hard on social media, as I thought that's what entrepreneurs are meant to do, right? And it never truly felt right to try keep this image of like trying to be like really cool, and trying to like, everyone tries to be like Andrew Tate, and everyone tries to be like Alex Amosi, and he's a good route to go down, but he's not an example for flex culture. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, people try to be like these idols, right? People try and be like Iman Gadzhi. The amount of like clones that are out there of like these types of people is fucking ridiculous. When you can't compete with Iman on being Iman. You can't compete with Tate on being Tate. You've not lived the same life. You're not the same person. So why are you basing your entire life off trying to be a copycat of someone? And there's tons of people that want to admit that to themselves, but that's exactly what they're doing. Just be your fucking self. Like, no one wants... People watch Tate to watch Tate. People watch Iman to watch Iman. No one wants to watch a fucking copycat of someone trying to be Tate. Like, it's just fucking cringy. Like, it's just... I don't even know why I'm having this rant, but like, this is just really how I feel about flex culture. And this, I'm not even cutting any of the shit. I could have said some shit I don't like. I don't care. Like, at this point. And like I said, I was just writing these notes the other night, and just be your unique self. People want to see your unique, real, authentic self. That's why people like Sam Sulek have blown up. He's just a real fucking dude. Like, that's what's so appealing about him. He's broke all the rules of YouTube. No thumbnails, no descriptions, no nothing, like no hooks, like, but it's just real and raw, and that's what we're missing in the world. We're missing that real, raw authenticity, because AI is everywhere, and then everyone's just copying everyone. Like, no one's original anymore. And so, like, if you want to stand out, just tap into being your unique self, because we're all different. We've all lived a different life. We've all had unique experiences. Like, fuck, like, the janitor, it doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, you have something to share. You have some value to give. You have a lesson to teach someone. I truly believe that you can learn from everyone. Like I said, I could learn something from the janitor because he's lived an interesting experience. I might have fun enjoying the janitor's YouTube series, or the farmer's YouTube series. It doesn't matter. Like, just tap into your unique self. Stop trying to be someone you're not. If you like fucking Pokemon, but you're scared to admit it because you think you have to be this cool entrepreneur that like only flexes Lambos and is with women 24/7 to live up to this image you think everyone thinks you as, you're a fucking pussy. You're insecure. Like, bro, like I don't give a fuck. Like, I've just stopped caring about this shit. Like, I'm just going to be me. Like, it's as simple as that, because otherwise I'm living for other people's opinions and I'm never truly being true to myself. And I just think that's where it's going. And so if you hate me, if you love me, like, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to be me. And so that's just how it is. And like I said, I was just writing notes on this the other day. And like, I was just saying, like, looking cool and being ultra materialistic and being a consumer is the fastest way to just living an unhappy life. If you're only putting stuff in materialistic shit, if you only care about the materialism, you might do insanely well. And I'm not saying that those people don't do well. You might be successful. You might get everything you've ever wanted, but I fucking promise you, you're going to be truly unhappy if you don't live as your authentic self, right? And I just think over the long term, yeah, by flexing, yeah, by being controversial, yeah, by being like in your face and putting on this character, you might blow up fast, you might get more attention, but in the long run, there's no motivation to keep doing it because you're putting on a persona, you're acting every day, you're not being you. And so I've got copious amounts of motivation to create content because I'm just being me. And whether you hate me or love me, that doesn't matter, because yeah, there's going to be people that don't like me and think I'm corny and think I'm cringy and think we're a gay little fucking bastard. He likes Pokemon. Ha 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 ha. He's meant to be rich. Like, me liking Pokemon has nothing to do with the fucking fact that this fucking 7 figures in my bank account. Like, it doesn't make a difference, right? Or it doesn't, like, if I have a Lambo, and it just doesn't make a difference, right? And so, like, just be you and just be real and be authentic. That's the point, right? And I want to read these other notes because I want to actually touch on every fucking thing that came into my mind the other night. And where else have I wrote? I was saying that people are brainwashed into believing that flexing with materialistic stuff is the right thing to do and caring about what others think of you. That's all you're saying is, I care what others think about me, right? It screams insecurity. And that's all there is. When you do that, you're telling the world, I care about what everyone thinks about me. If you're truly fulfilled, wealthy, and wise, you're not motivated by all that bullshit. And if you are, you're not personally developed enough, right? You're not motivated by anger. If you're wise, if you're one with yourself, if you have brain, body, heart coherence, mind, body, heart coherence, you're not motivated by anger. You're not motivated by pain. Which, that can be what you're initially motivated by. But once you get to a high level of personal development, you have that brain, heart, mind, heart, body coherence. It's just about bettering yourself. And it's just about becoming the best version of you. That's all you care about. And so, like, you don't care about other person's opinions when you're at that level. And you live a free, more detached life. You don't care about other people's opinions, but do you want to know the one person's opinion that you do care about when you're at that level? Your future self, your 80-year-old self, because he's the wiser version of you. He's the one that's going to make all the best decisions for your longevity. And so that's the only person's opinion that you should believe about, that you should care about, right? Whether you're living true to yourself, whether you're living true to your future self, who is the best version of you. And so that's the only person's opinion you should give a fuck about, not Sally down the street, or that fucking person that done you wrong, or that person that told you wasn't going to be shit. You shouldn't worry about any of that shit. You should only care about being the best version of yourself. You should only care about what your 80-year-old self thinks of you, right? And so nobody else's opinions matters. And the reason why his matters, your 80-year-old self, is because he's the wiser version of you and he has your best interest at heart. So leave the pain, leave the anger, let go of all the materialistic bullshit and tap into being motivated by life. Being motivated from a place of service, happiness, fulfillment, joy in the journey of becoming the best version of yourself in this magnificent thing called life, right? And so we only have one shot at this. So stop with the bullshit insecurities. Go do some inner child work. Go and do some trigger trauma therapy work. Go and look deep within and become a better human being, because flexing isn't doing anyone any favors. Other than your ego, And those temporary dopamine hits that you're chasing every single day when you're flexing and thinking, how can I make people think of me a certain way today? You're just manipulating people into thinking you're someone that you're fucking not. That's draining. It's mentally draining. I wasn't motivated to create any of that type of content. Like when I was actually doing it, because I was like, fuck, this ain't me. I've got to go and post a story with this Lambo, and that's the thing I need to do to get out there, and blah, blah, blah. It's bullshit. Like, I don't give a fuck at this point. Like, I don't care if I don't care if I grow a follower every fucking month for the rest of my life because everyone thinks I'm some brokey because I don't flex with Lambos. I actually could not give a fuck. The people that like actually fuck with me and actually want to get some value and actually want to change their life and actually live a fulfilled, free, happy life will find me. And it's as simple as that. It doesn't matter how long it takes. So at the end of the day, that's what it is. Like, if you're actually being one of those people that are flexing in people's face, great. Like, if you're showing achievements, great. Like, example, I'm going to fucking post a picture with me and Steven celebrating his new car. That's not me flexing. That's me showing what's possible. That's me relating to people that want those things. Because, again, there are people that want those things. And so that's Steven's decision, right? It's not like I've gone out and bought a new car and being like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm amazing. And so, like, the thing is, like I said, it's the people that make money their personality, and it's the people that make materialistic bullshit their personality. The people that make designer clothes their personality. The people that make Lamborghinis their personality. I cannot be that guy. I just can't be that guy anymore. Like I said, I've got some nice stuff. I've at that stage, and it was a learning lesson, and I don't regret it because it's made me into the person I am. And again, I'm not on you acting perfect. There's, I'm not 100% to the point where like I'm this amazing human being that's super enlightened. 80-year-old me is probably laughing at me ranting about this now and saying, why do you care about that, right? Like, but that's just like the journey. And so, like I said, I might look back on me in a year saying this. I might be flexing Lamborghinis. No, I'm joking. But this is how I feel right now. So I'm just keeping it real and just keeping it raw. And like, I just want everyone to know that this is just not me. Like, I like experiences. It's like Mykonos, right? When we went to Mykonos, yeah, it was kind of a flexy trip. Yeah, it was expensive. But I didn't try and brag. I didn't brag about like, oh, how much the trip cost and like all this like bullshit. I was just like showing clips of my life, and it was amazing, and I would love to live that life because it was truly, truly fun. But then there's also part of me that's like I'm a very extroverted person, but I think everyone has an introverted part of them, and I think that introverted part of me is also just loves this life, like just loves this like in the countryside, on my own, in the middle of nowhere, just with my thoughts, bettering myself, progressing towards my goals. There's just a part of like clarity to that that's just really nice and like fulfilling. And so like those are like the really big two parts of me. Like I think I'm going to be one of those people that lives a life where I'm just in the middle of nowhere grinding on my own for like 6 months of the year, and the other 6 months of the year I just go and have fun and have experiences. I'm living life for experiences and memories. Like these are going to be the personal development times, the lock-in cave Batman fucking in the Batcave times where I'm just bettering myself, becoming a better version of me so I can enjoy and enlighten others and experience more things in the future. And I think I love that balance of like, X amount of time grinding and grafting and becoming a fucking beast and the best version of you. And then the other time really enjoying what life has to offer, enjoying experiences, enjoying the best food with the best people. I think that's what life's about, not fucking flexing materialistic shit that doesn't matter. So, yeah, that's where I'm at, honestly. There's just so many better things I could spend money on than a fucking nice car. I could literally just go and buy like a fucking really nice Lamborghini right now, and it wouldn't do anything but sit on my drive, and I would use it for content, and then that content wouldn't feel authentic to me. So I'm honestly over it. But yeah, that was a big rant. That was a rant. yeah, I'm going to leave that one there. I've got tons of shit to do. So I've literally just got to go and lock in and do some shit quickly for the next, like, I don't know, like fucking 8 hours. And so, yeah, I'll probably add a call that I've got in this video, part of a call. And today it'll probably just be this and the other segment I filmed. And then it'll probably be the bit of the call. I don't know. I don't even know how long I've been doing this for, this segment. So yeah, it's just going to be a shorter one today probably. But yeah, I've just got a ton of stuff to do. That's the reality. And it's, again, I just like haven't got the time to film it. It's just going to be me sat at my desk. So we're locked in, boys. Go and crush your goals this year. And yeah. So right now, I am just going to the vet to pick up my dog's ashes. Wasn't going to record this, but I mean, I just want to show everything like that I'm doing in terms of like the reality of situations, and just like show that, you know, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Obviously not the greatest thing in the world, but that is the reality. And then I've got to just go back and really get stuck into getting to my work. Like I've got so much to do. It's kind of like a dark reality that like I don't even honestly like have the time or energy to even like mourn probably. And I mean, I did for a few days, but like understanding that this dog is literally like my son, my brother, my best friend, like he's the only one in my family that was sort of like always there for me, like regardless. And so like I lived in 3 different houses with him. Like he was on the come up with me. Like he's all I know, right? Like from when I'm pretty much conscious of 8 years old, like when I'm like at that point, like I'd say like 8 years old is where you start to become a bit more self-aware. Not super self-aware at 8 years old, obviously, but you know, you have a lot more memories from that period onwards. And so I had him when I was 8. So I've had him for 14 years of my life. And I'm used to, like, I've never even been in the house on my own. And so like it's just very strange, the fact that like I'm used to having him there every step of the way. And so like it's just very strange. Like I had to move my bedroom in my house upstairs because it was just very fucking weird that like I would wake up and he's not by the side of me on his bed. And it's just a weird situation to be in, and it still doesn't feel real, and it still doesn't hit me properly, and I still haven't processed it. Mainly because I think I don't want to fully process it, and I'm just trying to distract myself with a ton of stuff. And that's I know just from doing a lot of personal development and inner stuff, like that's not going to be great for me. But I really just haven't like got the time or energy to deal with this kind of trauma right now, because I've got people relying on me, and I've got stuff to do. And you might think that that's like, oh well, you know, you shouldn't do that, but that's just how I am. And so like, yeah, it's just a very difficult situation to be in, because like I said, it's like losing a brother or a son. It's like, it really does feel like that. And if you don't have dogs, you probably don't understand that. Or if you don't have a good relationship with your dog, you probably don't understand it. But like they are a serious part of the family, especially the way that I treated my dog and interacted with my dog, and the way I was with him for the past like 14 years. Like everyone would always say like I'm stupid with that dog. Like you know, you treat him like he's a fucking human. Like you buy him the best food and all this sort of stuff. Like he lived a good life, and he was on the come up with me, right? And he retired at the top in a fucking mansion. And so I'm just like gutted he didn't really get to enjoy the new house that much, because he was only in there for 2 weeks. And so if I was in my old house, I think this would be 10 times harder, because there's so many more memories attached to like each part of the house with him. So because I had moved house and he passed away in that house, like in my arms, it's just different. Like there's not as like, we didn't have time to make any memories in there together really, right? So it's not as difficult in that aspect. Whereas in Badminton, if I was still in my old place, it would have been 100 times worse. But yeah, losing someone's never easy, whether it's a human or a pet. It doesn't like, and no one can really truly understand that unconditional love that you have for your pets. I don't think so. It might sound stupid to some people, like just get over it, it's a dog, but you know, it's a difficult situation to be in. So I'm like 10 minutes away from the vet. I had his like paw print back today, which was nice, and I think I'm just gonna get that tatted on me, because that's what tattoo people do, right? So yeah, that is my reality right now. Then I've got to go back, make another coffee, of course, and then just get stuck into work, upload this video. Daily uploads are not the easiest thing in the world, because if there's something happens, then it's like it throws off the entire day, and then you're like almost rushing to record and get a video up. And one thing that you can't do is speed up time. So like it's a difficult one to continue keep. Like some days I'll upload it, like, and also it takes, sometimes if it's a long video, it will take like 3 hours to upload and process. It uploads quickly, but it's the processing that takes ages on YouTube. So like it usually, I have to have everything done by like 7 p.m. every day, because if I don't, then I know that I'm running the risk of it not actually uploading on that day. But I've got backups just in place. So like, for example, if for whatever reason like something goes wrong, like I've planned for worst case scenario, and so like if I can't upload one of these videos, the goal is just to upload every day. It's not necessarily to upload one of these videos every day, although like that's what I'm probably going to try and do, but the goal is just to upload a video every single day, and that video needs to actually be a good video and provide value. So like I've got backups in place of like business advice, me talking to the camera, that sort of stuff in place, just in case like something goes wrong and I'm unable to upload one of these videos, just so I can stick to my goal of hitting like uploading every single day for 365 days. So yeah, we've obviously thought ahead and planned out worst case scenario, because sometimes life just happens and some things can come up, and obviously I understand that. So I'm just gonna continue to upload daily regardless. But yeah, other than that, that's just a little update of my life right now. And yeah, I'll probably stop filming before I fucking crash my car, and I'll just see you back in the crib. Yeah. How are we?
How are you doing, man?
Doing phenomenal, brother. Doing phenomenal. Can't complain. Life's good. Blessed.
Let's go. Cool.
Is there anything that you're seeing or doing right now with like content side of things? Obviously, attention, like you said, is the new oil. What are your plans for like 2024 in terms of content?
More but better. I think it's. I do have a lot of places I'm not really focusing on, like shorts, TikToks, or reels. I'm not really going hard on that, but it's something that I should definitely be looking at because it's super leveraged. But for me, I think it's more of, how can I say this? It's more about alignment. Because I don't want to just blow up, right? A lot of people just blow up and they kind of like lose the sense of what they're doing, or like who they are selling to. They're just, hey, I just need to make $1 anywhere it comes.
Have you thought about like doing sort of podcasts in action? Meaning,
like jumping on a podcast?
so not really. So like, for example, right, like something that I'm seeing that seems to be working, that I think is going to be big this year in terms of like Meta and the content side of things, is like podcast in action. So like what that means is, obviously, do you know who Sam Sulek is?
Yep.
The gym guy. Like obviously he's like, I feel like YouTube is almost going backwards, and I feel like TikTok has like almost killed itself with the monetization problems that TikTok was having. Like obviously TikTok was facing, so like obviously in, I think it was summer 2023, TikTok definitely changed. I've got a ton of people that like big guys on TikTok, like 10, 20 million followers, that like consult with me and stuff like that. And they said there was a big change. And obviously TikTok had this monetization issue where they felt like they wasn't making enough money, and they tried the TikTok shop thing, and it backfired because all of TikTok was just like, TikTok shop and ads, and like it wasn't what it was like originally for. Like people were like, you'd go to TikTok to get these like 7-second raw videos that were just like some 80-year-old in his garage doing something funny, and it turned into like this very hyper like edited Hamosi kind of style stuff. And then obviously now they're like pushing the long form stuff on TikTok, and they're trying to almost use the YouTube model of like they want advertisers to pay them, and it's so easy to swipe on ads. So now they're introducing like 30-minute videos on TikTok and like that mid-roll, B-roll kind of ads. And so like TikTok's really kind of nuked itself in the sense of like they've also really gone heavy on like it's very PG now. They almost have like a credit score system. And so like when I was speaking to Christopher Claflin yesterday, who's like big on TikTok, he was saying that he's focusing on just pretty much Instagram and YouTube. You almost just like go about your daily life, very raw, uncut, easy. Like you just film, what you do like in the mornings. Like for example, I've been doing it where, I get up in the morning, first thing I do is make a coffee. While I'm making a coffee, I just film it and I just drop some like valuable insights, and it's like super raw and uncut. Then I go and start my work day, maybe drop some more valuable insights, maybe like my business partner's over and we just have a conversation and we're recording it. And like every day it's like a podcast, like a solo podcast, but it's like in action. So I'm just going about my life, filming it. Maybe there's 4 cuts in the entire video. 40-minute, 50-minute video is super easy to film because I'm just going about my day anyway. And like, it's building like a really solid relationship with my audience, I think. Like, so I've had tons of messages from it. So the more of like, if you was to do that over like a long enough time horizon, like firstly, I frame it from like Hamosi does a lot, like my 80-year-old self. Firstly, my motivation is like, I feel like my 80-year-old self would love to just watch me in my 20s, like filming my life. It'd be interesting to look back on. But then secondly, like the younger versions of me can get a ton of value, and so people can like connect with me. So like in some of the videos, I'm just goofing around, like I'm just being an idiot. And like people love that side of things, because then it goes from me dropping like sauce in the morning of like just dropping straight game, valuable insights, and then it's me doing some dumb shit.
Yeah, no, it's more fun, yeah. All right, cool, man, awesome. So I'm gonna send you this doc,
Yeah,
and
so
then you just work on it, and then we just get to work.
yeah, awesome. Appreciate it, brother.
All right, love it. Awesome. Speak soon.
Yeah, 100%. Have a good rest of your day.
Send me this recording, by the way.
Okay, will do.